8 minutes after the hour. Are y'all ready? We certainly are. Let's go.
Can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh, yeah! Let's do this thing. Good morning. Welcome to the wacky Wednesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have you all with us. This portion is presented by BetUS.com. Go to BetUS.com as they celebrate their 31st year of betting action. All you got to do, log on to BETUS.com or call 800-792-3887, and you'll get a 125% deposit match on your initial deposit. BetUS.com, where the game begins. The big dog joins me. Vic will join in a little bit. And in 3 minutes' time, we're going to be joined by the voice of the Ball State Cardinals. My friend Mick Tidrow will drop by to have a little conversation with us. How you doing, big dog?
Oh, you know how it is on these early mornings, just waking up, trying to get a little caffeine in the system.
What's the drink?
Mountain Dew Voltage.
You're not playing around, are you?
It's got ginseng in it. I kind of need it, dude. I'm getting old.
You're getting old. I am old.
Yeah, you know how it is.
I can't say how dare you say that because I tease myself for being old.
Dude, I may not have been around when Methuselah was in grade school, but I know where his tire tracks were with his bike.
Hawk TV with our first super chat of the morning says, Good morning to you, my friend. Thanks for joining us. As I mentioned, I just sent the communication to Mick Tidrow. He'll join us in a little bit. Let's talk a little bit. We're going to talk mostly baseball today. Baseball and WNBA are on the docket today.
Mm-hmm.
How about those Astros?
I'm telling you,
they
man.
were not supposed to even be in the race.
And yet again, here we are.
And yet here we are. Absolutely. Here they are, a full 5 games ahead of the team that was supposed to run away with the West in the Seattle Mariners.
Yeah, Seattle's collapsed since the All-Star break.
they were collapsing before the All-Star break because in 30 days' time, in the month of June, the Astros wiped out that 10-game deficit and took a lead into the All-Star break.
Yeah. And just absolutely been carrying it ever since.
The thing that worries me are injuries. Any good team goes through a bunch of injuries. I mean, hell, look at the 49ers right now. They're going through a ton of injuries. They lost Debo's out, McCaffrey's out, but yet they still find ways to get it done. This Astro team going through injuries themselves. They just got Kyle Tucker back in the lineup. Ben Gamble's going to the injured list. And yet, as crazy as it looks, and as crazy as I sound right now, according to a lot of people, the Astros are the team to beat in the American League. And until someone shows me different, I'm not backing off of that.
And what's important for the Astros is they've been beating in division opponents.
How many times have we talked about that, no matter what the sport?
Exactly.
In division opponents. We'll put a pin in it there because there is something that we need to do, because there is a fellow that I've been wanting to get on the show for a while. Let's do a little mic to mic. Please help us welcome the voice of the Ball State Cardinals, the one and only Mick Tedrow. And he's with us right now. Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Hey, good morning. I appreciate you having me on the show. It's a great day to talk about the Ball State Cardinals each and every day. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, thanks for coming on, man. How did you get this? How'd you get this position, and how excited are you to have it?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I was a graduate of Ball State back in 2018 with my bachelor's degree, and then 2020 I got my master's from Ball State as well. And after that, it was a situation of what's next? How do I navigate what this is? And I had a job offer on the table in February of 2020, and that's of course right before the pandemic hits.
Right.
And my wife had graduated in December of 19, so we were both just trying to figure out, hey, what's next? What are we going to do? Once we're both graduated, and got this job offer to go out to North Dakota and spend 2.5 years out there right when the pandemic started, and they had everything shut down. And we were kind of figuring out, would that job offer still stand, or what would all that look like? They decided to keep the offer on the table. And so I worked for a regional network up there for 2.5 years. And then the previous person, Joel Gadet, in this position at Ball State, he announced he was leaving in March of 2022. And so a week after that, I just sent a note to people that I had connected with on campus during my time as a student and a graduate student, and just said, hey, I know you're probably a long time away from thinking about filling this position because Joel just announced he was leaving, but hey, I would love to have some conversations when you and your team are ready to talk about it. And then as the summer months went on, we had conversations and then a formal application process and interview settings, and ultimately was offered the job in July of 22. I was actually just about to go to my parents back in Utah to visit for a little while, and got the news right before my wife and I went on that trip. So it was really fun to be able to spend time with them and celebrate the big news to come back to Ball State.
How much fun is it to be the voice of the Cardinals? Because having a position like that is very coveted. I held that position at Chicago State for 14 years.
Absolutely.
And I also held it at Indiana University Northwest. I'm planning to go back to Indiana Northwest this year for basketball and
Awesome.
volleyball. We're figuring that out. But to be known as the voice, especially if you're alma mater, how does that feel?
It's the ultimate honor. I think that it is hard to put into words what it means for me to be in this seat, because there's only been two people in this seat before me. Maury Manning was in it for 56 years, and that is he was, the ultimate voice of the Cardinals, and that is a legacy that'll always stand. And then Joel was here for a decade, I believe. And so just to be the third voice of the Cardinals in almost 70 years is it's mind blowing. And I'm in my third year now, and it still feels kind of surreal. It's still a pinch me moment thing. Because I got this job at 26 years old, and that is something I never take lightly. I carry that as I'm honored to be here. I'm super grateful, and I'm where my feet are at as much as I possibly can be. And it means the world because there's so many people at this university that vouched for me when I was a student that still vouch for me today. And those are people that I'll never stop thanking and ultimately just be very grateful for. So yeah, it's something that kind of makes me emotional just because there's that tie as a student, but then I moved from Utah to Indiana to take a chance on a career that I had no experience in yet. And so many people at that place at Ball State said yes to me for whatever reason. I don't know why, but they said yes to somebody with zero experience. And I think that speaks for itself. That is just the ultimate honor.
To take a chance on a career that you had no experience in, something I'm very familiar with. I never completed my bachelor's, and yet on December 7th, 1995, off of a pure idea, I called my first game at Chicago State, and it set me on my way. And here I am approaching nearly 3 decades of doing play-by-play and sports talk, and it's so much fun to do. Who were your idols in play-by-play announcing that you carried with you and carry with you to this day?
It's a great question. I think there's a lot of people that have helped influence me in a positive way. I think I wasn't the person who during high school and growing up had a feel of wanting to do this. So it was more of I have the typical story of playing baseball and football in the backyard and just throwing the ball to myself and keeping stat sheets and going through a whole 162 game season of baseball.
Yep.
I did all that, right?
Mhm.
Hey, guilty is charged with my dad. Okay, guilty is charged.
Absolutely.
That got me going. As I say all the time, my influence is the late great Jim Durham, who was the voice of the Bulls for many years. Who influenced you?
Yeah, no, I think once I got to college, the Joe Davises of the world were the people that had a big influence on me. And Adam Amin and Brandon Gaudin, Mike Monaco, all those folks have been mentors to me as well. So it's awesome to be able to look up to those broadcasters as broadcasters, but also as people, because they're superb people. And I didn't really find out about who those people were until I got to college and started just randomly looking up people and figuring out who I could submit tapes to and stuff like that. So it's a different path. I know a lot of people have that in their head, or maybe they don't, but I got to college and said, let's try it. This sounds awesome. So those people were very gracious with their time.
I repeated that same action. I didn't get as far as I wanted to in 1990 when I got to Northeast Missouri State, but I hung out with the fellows who called games there, and it was just an absolute blast. And I think it confirmed what I wanted to. It confirmed what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. It really crystallized what I wanted to do. As I said, my favorite voice of all time, the late great Jim Durham, got me started when I listened to Bulls games back home.
Great choice
in Chicago. So many people ask me that question when I say Jim Durham. Now they recognize who Jim Durham is, but those who worked in the industry as long as he did, they were the only ones who recognized who JD was. Joe Davis, fabulous voice. Of course, the voice of the Dodgers, voice of Fox Sports NFL. Brandon Gaudin, Adam Amin. I had the pleasure of meeting him in 2013 when I covered the Big Ten basketball when I was covering Northwestern, which leads to one of my other favorite voices of all time, the voice of the Northwestern Wildcats, Dave Ennett. So I've had him on my show several times. He's been a very, very dear friend. What sports do you call at Ball State?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Jack of all sports.
Been there.
Yeah.
No, wait. Still there. Still there.
Yes, and but so for the radio gig portion of it, which was the original gig that I was hired on for, and it's kind of evolved and changed for me the last couple of years. But football and men's basketball on the radio, and then a lot of women's basketball, soccer, field hockey, baseball, softball, and a bunch of others on TV on our ESPN Plus platform through the Mid-American Conference and ESPN contract. So it's awesome. I probably do about 50 games on TV a year and another 50 on the radio. And it is a setup here at Ball State that is unique, and it's amazing. And I'm super grateful to be able to do that many events on 2 different platforms. So if we have a sport on campus, we're either trying to do it on TV or we have done it, and it's amazing because we have such a great crew at our university media services. But yeah, if it's on the schedule, we'll probably try and get it done if it's logistically and equipment feasible.
I got to tell this story. I've told it to the guys. I'll tell it to a fellow announcer. When I went to Kansas City in 2002 with Chicago State, I was equipped only with a tape recorder and a microphone and headphones. You know, the headphones that kind of wobble when the old headphones. Listen, I put those in my ear. I plugged in my microphone and I was ready to go. And I picked up a microphone and it fell apart. Fortunately,
that's a new one.
the folks at UMKC were kind enough to lend me their equipment. They set me up with a mixer, an extra headset, and I was able to do the game. What's the craziest situation that you ever found yourself in?
Ooh, how much time do we have?
I think we can go a little bit over on this episode if need be.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
How long do you normally have guests on? I'm just
look.
You're good.
Have fun with it, man. What's the craziest story? What's the craziest thing that ever happened to you?
I think one of them. Well, we'll start here. When I was at Beck Sports Network in North Dakota, we had certain circumstances at certain fields that there wasn't a high enough angle to where we would broadcast from in the stands or in a booth.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to go on a forklift one time, and I was way up there, and it was just me and the camera operator, and it was in minus temperatures. It was in November, and it was freezing. Really cool. What's that?
And it was freezing.
It was freezing. It wasn't windy. For some reason, it wasn't windy, but it was cold. I had my snow boots on. I had a couple layers on.
Right.
And honestly, I had the time of my life because it was such a unique and different experience. Mm-hmm. And it was obviously they took all the safety measures, the precautions to make sure everything was good.
Oh yeah.
But it was so unique and so much fun that I just look back and that's a memory that sticks out. It's more of a fun memory. But we were down in the Bahamas for a tournament with women's basketball when I was a graduate student and did some of their play-by-play. Mm-hmm. They had Ethernet set up and everything for us, and the lines weren't working, at least from my board for some reason. Like I couldn't get the lines to work, and I'm sitting here thinking, what are we going to do? We didn't have a chance to test before we got there, of course.
Oh my gosh.
First day, and here we go. And so I'm sitting here I'm freaking out. I'm like, what are we going to do? And then the power went out like 2 minutes before our pregame show was supposed to start. And so I caught a break. I'm like, okay, now I can somehow maybe find a way to test this. And power comes back on, and it must have flipped a breaker somewhere. And then the Ethernet worked. I was like, this is the most fortunate I've ever been in my life.
Yep.
So power comes on and we go like it never happened. It was, I've never experienced something like that, but the folks in the Bahamas were great to try and help test run and everything. But it was just a freak thing that who knew this was going to happen. So those are two memories that I always point to. I'll go with the third one just because you guys gave me the green light.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
The third one was also in North Dakota in a place called Carrington. And we had set up in the stands, perfect view, close to the 50-yard line, no problems. Mm-hmm. The weather had said there was going to be rain. And we thought, okay, we prepared for this. And we get rolling, and 5-6 minutes before kickoff, this monsoon just blows.
Splash!
It flipped our canopy over the stands. We hurry up and ran our equipment, threw it in a storage unit in the press box. And then we call our boss. We're like, hey,
We got a problem.
We have an issue, yeah. And he's like, it's okay, just find a way to. If you get on in the second quarter, that's fine. Like, let's just work through it. And lo and behold, the three of us on site somehow got it 1 minute till kickoff, and
Wow.
that was an experience because I've never been in a situation where we were standing in the storm holding down the canopies and like protecting the equipment, because when I say it rolled in like 30 seconds, that storm rolled in so fast we looked up and it happened, and so
Been
it was
there.
like, protect the equipment at all costs. So,
I lived in Northwest Indiana for 10 years. Been there, done that, got the T-shirt, man.
I'm glad you've experienced something like that. I shouldn't say I'm glad. I'm glad you understand what goes through those situations.
I totally 29 years at this. I totally understand.
Oh yeah.
Where you at this week?
So we're heading to Central Michigan for football to start our first Mid-American Conference game, and then we actually have our first home volleyball match on TV as well. Our team's been on the road for the first month of this season, so they'll host Wright State, who's receiving votes in the top 25. So it should be a really good Friday night, and then our football crew will head up early Saturday morning, and we'll head up to Central Michigan.
I will be tuning in, and I'll get people to tune in as well. That is Mick Tidrow, the fabulous voice of the Ball State Cardinals, joining us here this morning as we kick off the Wednesday edition of Snowman in the Morning with a little bit of mic to mic. Go to youtube.com/@SIT morning to see this interview replay in full and to see a few clips we're going to pull from it. Definitely some broadcast stories to share. Mick, my friend, thank you very much, brother. I appreciate it. I appreciate the spot charts you sent me. Go have fun. Go have fun with volleyball and football this weekend. Thank you, my friend.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you both for having me on. Chirp, chirp, go Cards.
Let's go. You know what's funny? I've actually got a similar story to one he had.
Talk to me.
Okay, as a lot of people know, I do have a night gig from time to time broadcasting races for Sim Racing Media.
Mm-hmm.
So there was one race I was doing for a truck series, and my producer at the time, my dear friend Matt Metler, he was having storms hit Florida, and we weren't sure if we were going to be able to put the truck race on air.
Yeah.
So up here in Maine, everything was fine. I was watching everything through the server and everything else through iRace and yada yada. Everything was great.
Yeah.
He was having internet problems.
No.
Because of the storm.
Oh no.
So it took us an extra 30 minutes to get the truck race up. We missed the sprint race.
Mm-hmm.
And then we thought we were live for the first 5 or 6 laps of the feature. No, the mics weren't even on.
Oh no.
Yikes.
But we pulled that thing out. You know the old saying, making chicken salad out of chicken.
Yes.
You know what?
Yes.
Out of chicken, you know what?
We gourmeted that thing.
Listen, 28 going into 29 seasons of doing play-by-play. Victor's hung with me for 20 Can you believe that, Victor? You have now hung with me for 20 seasons.
Yes.
Victor's been with me for 20 seasons now. This is his 20th year joining me.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta tell you this one. Was called to cover the Women's Public League tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This was 2003.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do it because I had to go out of town. Victor said, let me do it. I got you. All right. I set him up with the equipment. And he said, where do I go? You go to DePaul. And he knew where DePaul was, right on the red line. Go downstairs, right around the corner. There's McGrath Arena.
And it was cold, too.
It was freezing. Like I said, I had to go to Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
It was frigid. Okay? And I said, Victor, I have one thing to say. What's that? You do not call me or text me unless it is very important. He says, got it.
This is an absolute emergency. What's the
Unless it's
actual
an
word?
absolute emergency, you don't text me or call me. He said, yes, sir. He goes to McGrath Arena. I go to Indianapolis. Wouldn't you know it? That Saturday, the day of the girls' championship, Victor's blowing the heck out of my phone. And I'm going, you cannot be serious. The first 2 times Victor called, I didn't answer. I'm thinking, okay, he's testing me. No, and no. I pick up and I said, this better be important. And the next sentence out of Victor's mouth sent me in a rage. They won't let me in. What?
Oh boy.
What the bleep do you mean they won't let you in? They say they don't know who we are.
Mm-hmm. Now, mind
I went into a cuss fit there.
Now, mind you, Snowman had not only our badge, ISNet America, but also a press pass for IHSA.
Yes.
Oh boy.
So
I had
even
them
if they
both.
didn't, even if they didn't know who ISNet America or ISNet Chicago was, that
They know
IHSA
the Illinois
should have
High
known.
School. They know the Illinois High School Association.
Yes,
right.
I had, that's a badge I've had and had continued to have basically for 30 years.
Mm-hmm. So even if they didn't know the ISNet, they should have known the IHSA, because that's not something to just give out. And they said, hold on, I'll take a look. And I was out there like, okay, maybe they'll let me in.
Maybe there was a mistake.
Mm-hmm. And then immediately came back, we have no idea who you are. We cannot let you in. That's what they gave me.
Now, mind you, ladies and gentlemen, all the constituents that knew of me and my crew were there.
Yep.
At DePaul.
People who we saw last year.
Yep. Were there.
Yep.
They were there. They were there.
Wild.
None of them came to help.
Nope.
The young lady who remains a dear friend of mine, Sylvia Wilson, looked at me, looked at the phone, and said, don't tell me. I said, yep. So she says, what are you going to do when you get home? I'm going to go into a rage. And she thought I was kidding when I said that. So I made an executive decision. I said, Victor, go home. I will handle this on Monday when I get back from Indy. And Victor goes, are you sure? I'm like, Victor,
go home.
Go home. I got this. So Victor went home. I came home. I marched right into their office and I went off. And the people in the people in charge were looking at me like I've lost my mind. I simply said, you turned away someone that works for me and with me several times on Saturday after y'all promised a payday. You owe me $1,000 and you better be printing that blank check now. People come roaring out and they go, we'll get your check to you by the end of the week. You've got 2 hours. Now, mind you, this is Chicago Public Schools I'm taking on here. Some of the cheapest people Victor and I have worked with in 30 years. Well, we can't just print a check for $1,000. Baloney.
You have 2 hours.
I've seen you do it. I've seen you do it for Me TV. I've seen you do it for IHSA. You've got 120 minutes to produce the check that y'all promised me. Because if you don't, there will be a lawsuit on your desk by the end of business. I got a phone call. Mr. Snow, your check's ready. That's what I thought. I picked it up and walked out.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, they did not like me every year we were at DePaul. They really didn't like me when they needed a PA announcer, and I was the one available.
They still took it.
They, of course, they did. They weren't going to find anybody else like me.
Exactly.
And what I've realized, saying that aloud, I just started saying it aloud this week. Honestly, after 29 years, that's not arrogance.
No,
that's confidence.
That's
straight
true
up.
too.
That's straight up confidence, and that's me knowing what I'm doing.
Yep,
that's me knowing what I'm doing. Tell you another one that Victor and I went through. 2012. I was the PA man at Chicago State because they couldn't find anybody else, and it was the boys' tournament this time. Now, as much as I love Chicago State for giving me my start in broadcasting, they couldn't draw a crowd to save their lives, even with the new arena.
Right.
Walk in that joint, and there's 6,000 people in there. Victor meets me at the door, and Victor stops me. And he goes, "You're not doing the play-by-play call, are you?" No. He says, "Good. You don't want to walk in there." Victor, I kind of have to because I'm the PA announcer tonight. He goes, "Brian," yes, Victor, "you don't want to walk in there." I took a peek under the tunnel, and it was a full house. And I said, "Aw, bleep." And Victor's laughing.
Yep.
Victor's cracking up. And he goes, "I told you." Shut up. Got through both games, then got through the championship game. I forgot the name of the fellow who called the game on television. His face is in my head, but I can't recall his name. I know Kenny McReynolds was with him that night. The legendary Kenny McReynolds was with him that night. But there are some stories to share that Victor and I went through, including the United Center several times.
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
That's what I would say, like for everything that's happened, like I have been able to do some media in pretty much all the stadiums we have here. The only one I haven't done has been Raggedy.
Yep. I've conquered Raggedy Field.
I did the cell.
And that was for 2 baseball championships, 2 baseball CPS championships. I've conquered Wrigley Field. But the most fun one was me. One of the most fun ones was me, Victor, and Derek doing the City Suburban Showdown, which at the last minute, y'all, had a change of venue.
Yeah.
Because we were all set to go to Northwestern.
Yes.
I rented my car because I had to work that week, and I had a chance to drive because Dad was still going to work and Mom was still going to work, and I had enough. I had enough change to rent a car from Enterprise, which started my long association with Enterprise. Rented my car, and the only car they could give me was a Monte Carlo, a 2-door Monte Carlo.
Oh boy.
I looked at this woman and I said, "You're going to have 2 people over 6 feet in this cotton picking thing." And she goes, "I'm sorry, that's all we got." Fine, I'll take it. Fit very comfortably, actually. Picked up Victor, and we got to my house, and there was an alert on my phone waiting for me. Like, what the heck is this? Dave Kaplan, who was running the City Suburban Showdown at the time, said, "Alert. We are changing locations from Welsh Ryan Arena in Evanston to the UIC Pavilion."
Oh boy.
We started the 2-year stint there.
2-year stint at UIC. Yep.
Until we went back to Welsh Ryan.
I nearly passed out. Victor said, "What's wrong?" read this. He read it and he goes, oh boy. Because the parking in downtown Chicago is a pain.
It's nuts.
The parking in even though it's the UIC Pavilion and it's right off downtown, the parking in downtown Chicago is a pain. All right. So we alert Derek, and Victor's spider senses went off. And he goes, what if Derek has to do something before we get to the pavilion? Victor, I will sock you in the nose. Lo and behold, Derek gets a hold of me and he says, Brian, I have a favor to ask. I turned and I looked at Victor, and Victor's like my son would do. He's doing one of these, and I'm just glaring at him. Like, all right, Derek, what is it? I have to stop by my sister's apartment to change. I looked at Victor and he looked back at me, and and I'm trying not to laugh. I'm trying not to laugh. I said, all right, Derek, get here and we'll go from there. Hung up. I look at Victor and he says, please don't beat me up. And I burst out laughing.
We started the hilarious trend of Brian saying, Victor, I'm going to say this eloquently and kindly. And that is, I'm going to kill you.
Right.
like Ren would do on Ren and Stimpy,
right?
For the reference,
I'm going to kill you.
Exactly. Or to borrow from one of my wife's favorites, Jeff Dunham, I kill you.
Silence.
Yep.
I kill you.
Exactly. That of course is Ahmed, the dead terrorist. So Derek gets to my parents' house. He gets out. He gets in our car. Actually, what happened first is Victor and I ran an errand because I had to get something to go with my suit. I come back and Derek is sound asleep.
Yep.
In his car. I look at Victor and he looks at me and he says, get him. So we creep up, and he was far enough ahead that I could slip behind him. Creep up behind him, and I honked the horn, and he nearly jumped out of the roof.
Yep.
We get going downtown, and it happened to be Derek's birthday. Bless his heart.
His 21st
we get going.
Birthday.
His 21st birthday. I race in, take a shower. I get changed. Victor's already changed and ready. I come outside. We go down. We take care of business at UIC Pavilion. Thank God they had press
parking
designation parking. Because anything else would have been uncivilized.
Yep.
Let's take a break. I got more stories to share throughout the show today. And we also have a bronze sexual confession. But coming up next, they released the uniforms for the NBA Cup.
Oh no.
The things I stumble across at 7 a.m.
I'm afraid because if the floors were as bad as we saw last year,
the uniform, I will answer your question, uniform, Victor, and we'll go into detail as we go along.
Gotcha.
The uniforms are worse.
Oh boy.
And when I say they are worse, I mean every single solitary syllable of that sentence.
The only team that did it right was Toronto.
In honor of the Toronto Huskies from 1946. Even Golden State messed it up.
Oh.
We pause.
We explain later.
Yes, we will explain in 2.5 minutes.
We're back, Len.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, W-I-Z-E.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central.
Hey everybody, Snowman here. Looking for the best way to experience live events? Well, SeatGeek has you covered. With just a few taps on your phone, you can find the best seats for concerts, sports, theater, and more. Don't miss out on unforgettable moments. Download the SeatGeek app today and get ready for an experience like no other. Each ticket is vetted for authenticity and ranked on a 1 to 10 scale. And right now, if you sign up and use the code Snowman, you will get $20 off of your first purchase. That's only through the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Saint Seer and Sam Just along with us in the Fanatics Feedback Zone that is presented by Fanatics, officially licensed everything. And this portion is presented by InvaderCoffee.com. Invader Coffee, fuel for the fearless. Monday, Coffee with McCarthy returns. And nice. Lord knows what he's gonna how do you say it, Victor?
The villainy.
The espresso
coffee villainy.
Yep, the super villain espresso McCoffee. Lord knows what he has up his sleeve. Join the new channel at youtube.com/SIT Morning. Subscribe for exclusive content, interviews, and more. And beginning October 1st, that channel is where this show will air exclusively along with our television and radio partners. And proud I am to say, Snowman in the Morning comes home to where it all started. We're going to Chicago, October 22nd and 23rd. Our shows will start at 7 a.m. Central Time, going till 9 at a location that we will disclose right before we make the trip. That's Snowman in the Morning live from Chicago, October 22nd and 23rd. Don't miss it. Hey, Droid, what's going on?
Morning.
The hockey god.
You sound about as dead as we feel.
I literally just woke up. And I'm not even joking. Like,
you're not alone in that, bro.
Fair enough.
Like, not even 2 minutes ago.
I was up till 5 a.m. working. I didn't realize it was 5 a.m. when I looked at everything that I had accomplished. And I went, holy, it's 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, my wife is going to be up yelling at me.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. I came in the room and I was about to say, honey, I'm sorry I'm late getting to bed. I crawl right in bed and she's like, when Jody just snatched me into a hug.
Mm-hmm.
And all she said, she bit my ear, was about time you came to bed.
Look, we had an outage here in the middle of the night. So
oh no.
Yeah.
Been there. Been there with that.
I have a CPAP machine. My machine went off. Like, what in the world happened? I'm like, oh no.
Oh yeah.
So it was out for like probably about a good 20, 25 minutes, and then Went back on, and I was like, okay, I could turn everything back on and go back to sleep.
And go back to sleep. Exactly.
But
exactly.
Yeah. So I understand, Droid. I just woke up myself like not even a couple minutes ago.
Look, we get it. We get it. Lord knows we get it.
Okay, so what are we going to see is going to make our eyes bleed? Oh, also, before I go into it, I saw something hilarious.
What'd you see?
If you guys know, recently, the original Karate Bad Boy, Chad McQueen, the guy who played Dutch in The Karate Kid, had passed away.
Yeah.
And so I got a chance to watch something. It was a scene from a movie called Martial Law in 1990.
1990.
Chad McQueen plays a pizza boy in that movie.
He sure does.
And you can tell this dude took karate for a long time because this dude was beating everybody down.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And it was like
he was kicking everybody's butt.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was kicking everybody's butt.
And it really like stung because I was like, I started reading up more about him, and they the people of Cobra Kai were like trying to get him to reprise the role of Dutch, and he was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it."
Mm-hmm.
A couple weeks before he passed, he said he was on board.
Oh man,
he said he was gonna be on board, and they had got a scene ready for him and everything, and then the news dropped that he passed away.
Long live Dutch.
Yeah. Yes.
Long live Dutch.
Yes, sir.
All right. Fellas.
I cannot believe what I stumbled across at 7 a.m.
Oh no.
Yes.
Bad dog.
Now listen. Y'all know my wife is not a big basketball fan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She's old school.
Just the Pacers.
Yep. She's a Pacer fan. She loves Michael Jordan and Reggie Miller. You know, that.
The old days.
Yes, the best days.
Yes, sir.
Briefly, she took a look at these and said, "Honey, why'd you throw up?" Ladies and gentlemen, the dog stumbled upon something that he had no business stumbling upon.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I was getting my coffee this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I was seeing my wife and daughter off to work. And then this happened.
Oh my God.
All the teams have had their 2024-2025 city jerseys that are typically worn in the NBA Cup released, or leaked, I should say. And there ain't a damn one of them that looks like they belong to that team.
No.
I mean,
this is just 7 of them, dude.
This is just 7 of them. Spurs.
All of them.
Listen, one of these doesn't belong anyway with OKC. All right? And y'all know why.
Is that a Kansas City Kings jersey?
Yes, it is.
Looks like it.
You know what? That's the only one I like.
I don't even like that one.
The only one that semi-resembles anything that looks like it belongs in the NBA is the Utah jersey.
It's Utah because they actually had that motif
It looks like
in the 90s.
It looks like the Jazz. That looks like the Jazz.
But there's more.
That's just 7.
But wait, there's more.
Oh no.
And then these happened.
What in the all types of...
Exactly. Matter of fact, I will do you the honor, Droid.
Oh, I see Golden
because
States.
I saw this and I thought,
what in the all types of blue hell
are these?
Exactly.
I swear, when I rolled over and I saw these at 7 a.m, I thought I was still dreaming.
Who the hell thinks of that purple gradient for the Lakers was cool?
Nike.
Yes.
All of this is Nike creation.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Golden State one, I'd rather them use the San Francisco wavy text.
I'd rather use those too. And to repeat my question,
what in the all types of blue hell
are these?
It seems Minnesota's hasn't changed though.
You know that hole in the
Not
wall
much.
place? You know that hole in the wall place that makes their own like custom jerseys and stuff that has nothing to do.
Yes.
This is what this seems like. That's what this seems like.
You ought to look at Major
These
League
look like you get them straight from Temu.
Yeah.
You ought to look at Major League Baseball's jerseys. Oh, did I say that aloud?
They're still trying to figure out what the hell's going wrong with the gray jerseys.
No comment.
Too
Matter
much.
of fact, I'll rant on that tomorrow.
I'm gonna say this.
But
I still
wait,
think are worse.
There's more.
Okay.
This happened.
Oh my god. Okay.
Listen, I hate every single one of these.
I'll say
they
this.
messed up the Celtics. They messed up the Bulls.
They
They
definitely
messed
messed up
up
the
the Pacers. The only one that resembles something they had before is Atlanta, because they had that motif, that font, but it was only red. Exactly, it was only red.
Charlotte seems the other one that's kind of close to what it used to be as well.
But see, here's the question that I have. You see the Nike swoosh on every one of those jerseys except one.
Charlotte.
Why couldn't the Jordan brand take over all of them? I'll tell you why, because that'll be too much like right, and that'll piss off Adam Silver. I slipped. I'm sorry. That would make Adam Silver angry because he still, in many ways, has to deal with the scepter of MJ.
Yes, he does.
And Brooklyn, can we just get New Jersey and just go, please?
Brooklyn.
And to finish it off,
because it's Brooklyn.
Just like because it's Cleveland.Ho is this down here? Is that Cleveland?
Next to Boston.
Why does that look like a Tar Heels sweater?
Exactly.
Because I see that color blue. I think Carolina blue.
Yep.
Yeah. And then look at the design in the back. It looks like the North Carolina Tar Heels design.
And I have many a shirt honoring my beloved North Carolina Tar Heels, thanks to my beauty. She found me with me taking blood thinners now. I am constantly cold. So she has found quite a few set of sleeves for me, shirts with sleeves on it that I can wear around the house. Okay, let's finish this because
these
oh my god,
that
okay.
You know, I hope my Bucks didn't mess it up. They still did.
Yep, they did. The only two jerseys that three in a way that semi resemble anything.
Toronto,
because of the Vince Carter dinosaur,
and that's why they have it going through the legs. That's why they have the Raptor going through the legs.
I like that one
in honor of Vince Carter. Spectre 01 is with us. What's up, Spectre? Thanks for joining us.
Yo, Spec, the Sixers jersey.
You know what?
I got a little bit of respect for.
I have some respect for the Sixers jersey, but I don't have respect for the Sixers because of the way they honor the spectrum. If that makes any sense.
I also kind of like New York's because it still keeps true to the orange, blue, and white. Like it still keeps to their original colors. What is this red one I'm looking at? What is
Miami? That's Miami.
That's Miami.
And
that's
one of them
culture.
They realize fire is not red. Fire is actually more orange, right?
Tell Nike that.
It's Nike that's come up with this bull.
Bleep. And the Magic. What?
Yeah.
Wait. Take that
That
back.
doesn't look like a Spurs jersey now.
It does. It looks like the old school Spurs jersey. Spectre,
does.
we're doing fine. We're just going over this called the NBA Cup jerseys. And then there's Washington, who cannot decide if they're the Wizards or the Bullets.
The district.
They just call themselves the District. Can you just go old school for one night? Just one.
Apparently,
I say you're the Washington Bullets.
I still don't understand why that was changed.
I
PC
just want to see one thing from my Bucks.
What?
The green and red jerseys.
Good luck with that.
I know what you're talking about.
I know what he's talking about.
Oh yeah.
I know what he's talking about.
I'd say
you know
too,
what?
but I doubt it's
Oh my gosh, this is god awful.
This is
and I agree with what Droid said. You pray that they didn't mess it up. Guess what?
They messed it
They
up.
messed it up.
They
You know what,
completely
Fanatic?
hosed.
You know what, Nike? I'm happy you're no longer in the NHL.
Me too.
Yeah.
I agree with every bit of that. There are no lies in any part of that sentence.
I'm happy Adidas took over to make jerseys.
Yeah.
Because look at the Winter Classic jerseys.
Yeah.
Look at your
I love
reverse
the Winter-
retro jerseys.
I love the Winter Classic jerseys. I love the Winter Classic.
Look at your reverse retros, though.
Yeah.
One of these days, I'm going to convince my bride to get me a Blackhawks jersey. Actually, I'll probably just get one for her and surprise her with it.
Oh, Spectre, you think those are bad? Let's go back one slide, Snowman.
Oh dear. Okay, Spectre, this is for you. From the top, this happened.
Why does Nola always use this purple and green motif? I don't understand.
Mardi Gras.
Colors of the city. Mardi Gras.
Oh.
Mardi Gras. But
again,
I know people are going to be like, "Oh, OKC with a blackout jersey. That's so tough."
And
it's
why
not.
did
It's unoriginal.
you know what?
Look at
That
that.
OKC jersey.
Hold on. Why do the Kings have the Clippers colors?
That's not Clippers. That's the Kansas City
That's the
Kings.
Kansas City Kings.
Oh, it's the Kansas City Kings.
It's the Kansas City Kings.
It's not even the Sacramento Kings, the Kansas City Kings.
It's the Kansas City Kings. Which prompts a question. Is Kemper Arena still standing?
Barely.
It still has
I
the
did
Clippers
one
colors.
game.
You know what? Actually, just to spite y'all, I actually might get this Kings one just because it just brings a shadow of a memory of what the KC Kings were.
You know, I'm just happy I had a chance to do a game in venerable Kemper Arena. All right, Spectre, we go on. This happened.
There's not a single good jersey on the screen.
I would not even get the Golden State jersey, and you all know I'm a Warrior fan.
The only one I might say it's okay. You know, it's not amazing, but it's not garbage. Is the Mavs one because they keep it simple.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
The Clippers looks absolutely terrible. If you want to use baby blue, take notes from Florida.
Oh, jeez.
Look at a Memphis jersey on the bottom, that all red thing.
They've worn that before.
Yeah,
That's
not that much
Memphis.
difference.
Unfortunately, they've worn that before.
That's Memphis.
That's Memphis.
Okay, here's the other thing that gets to me. If no one knew about the NBA Cup, if no one knew this NCAA tournament was a thing, would people get confused, wondering why the floors are different, why the jerseys are different? If you want to bring some sort of interest to the NBA, why not let them wear their usual jerseys?
Because it would be too much like number one and number two. It's,
Because it's as stupid as the City Connect jerseys from the MLB.
You just stole my sentence. Spectre says, "Where's the eye bleach I needed?" All right, Spectre. I hate to do this. You think that? Thank you, dog, for leading in with that. You think those are bad? Take a look at these.
Again,
did
with the unoriginal ideas, with the blackouts. Like, it's so unoriginal. Yeah, it looks okay, but it's unoriginal.
Yeah.
With the
They did my Celtics dirty.
They did the Celtics jersey dirty for two reasons. One, it looks nothing like even the City Connect version of the Boston Celtics.
You
And
don't
two,
even have.
the Celtics are the world champions.
You don't
and they
even
get
have.
this POS jersey.
They don't even
And
have.
also, what's with this color of green? This is not Celtic green.
It's not Celtic green.
This is something you would find
This
in like
this is neon green. Is what it is.
This bull crap is what you would find in like a 17 and under jersey, not a pro jersey.
This is like an AAU team.
Yes,
that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going with it. This looks like a rec league, as Alvin would say a lot during the Christmas games. These look like rec league teams.
This looks like a jersey you'd see in an old high school basketball game.
And I'm sorry, Nike, but you
messed up.
The Indy jersey, it looks like you threw their primary white together with their City jersey, with their City Connect jersey.
They did.
This is so unoriginal.
Like those are so bad, but bro, let the fans design the jerseys. They could do a better job. I agree.
So ever since Fanatics took over making jerseys for the NHL, the reverse retros kind of died. But every single reverse retro from the NHL is better than every single NBA Cup jersey that's ever existed.
Like even
and
with the Celtics one, there's no Shamrock, there's no Leprechaun, there's nothing that like lets you know these are the same Boston Celtics, just the name.
And they messed up the Bucks so badly.
They did my Bucks dirty. They did Giannis dirty.
Bottom left.
Listen. For the Bucks, I would love for them to go complete retro. And I'm talking about from the 80s.
Right.
With the stripes down the side.
Oh, when we had
you remember those?
Yes.
You remember those? Those with the red numerals.
I know what you're talking about with those.
Yeah.
Those are the only jerseys I ran when I played 2K.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was always the best thing about
they messed all this up. I mean, the district. I mean, they play in the District of Columbia, yes, which is a mistake. In my opinion, it's a mistake that they play in Washington, D.C. Why am I saying that? Parking's a nightmare.
You want to know how to fix Memphis's?
Send them back.
Make it a Vancouver Grizzlies retro.
Thank you. Thank you, Floyd. Thank you.
I'm in.
Thank you.
I'm in.
I think add a little to fix Toronto's. Add a little bit more purple. I want to at least have an
you can
accent.
leave that Toronto one alone.
Because
okay. You can
I like the Toronto.
Leave the Toronto one alone
if you want to.
Because if you look at the Raptor, they are honoring Vince Carter.
But I can understand what Droid's saying because like you could actually put the purple trim.
The purple trim would not ruin. You're not wrong.
Have
the purple trim would not ruin it.
And the
You're right.
Well, you can see like a little bit of purple, but I want to be able to see it pop out.
Right. That's why I said put on the trim.
Or you could do something the Sacramento Kings do when they used to wear black jerseys all the time, and you could like fade it in.
But like if you go back to the page with the Kings,
I'll give you one word for the Toronto jersey: pinstripes.
Just get rid of all of these. Except I'll say except the Kings and the Jazz.
You know what? What's really getting on my nerve is what they did to Portland.
The Rip City jerseys.
Because they use the same font that the Portland Trailblazers used to use when they played at the old Memorial Coliseum.
Right.
When they played at the old Memorial Coliseum, y'all remember those jerseys?
Yeah.
They had Blazers across the front in that font right there before they changed it in 1990. I would get San Antonio's one to honor Bill Schoenig, who's my dear friend and the voice of the Spurs, and this young team. and the old Spurs I used to watch growing up.
Yeah.
Mike Mitchell, Johnny Moore.
No matter how much you hate on the Kings jersey, it's honoring the Kansas City Kings.
I'm not hating on the Kings jersey. I loved the Kings when they were in Kansas City. The only problem was money. They couldn't figure out if they wanted to play in Kansas City or Omaha. And then 1987 happened. They moved completely out of the Kansas City area because Omaha wasn't that far away.
And actually,
now here's the thing I'm looking at with the San Antonio jersey. Didn't they do something like this last year with them?
It's the exact same jersey.
They did.
Oh,
they
my
did indeed.
God.
It's like Minnesota's. They barely changed it.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid.
But let's just get these off the screen. I don't want to throw up.
I don't want to throw up.
Crappy
either.
jerseys.
I just
for
had
a crappy
coffee. I don't want to
tournament.
throw up either.
You know what? NHL, you want to know how you can capitalize on this?
Make better jerseys.
2024, 2025 reverse retros.
I can't wait to see those.
I would love to see
No, those are technically not going to happen because of Fanatics.
Yeah, there's only going to be a few teams with like a third or a fourth sweater.
Rats.
Oh no, they still get to use them. It's just going to have Fanatics branding on it instead of Adidas.
Right. Rats and rubbish.
Man.
Yeah.
And but here's the thing. If Fanatics goes bankrupt, which is probably going to happen very soon, the Adidas jerseys come back.
Before baseball season is out, Fanatics is going to go under. I feel it because of what they did to Major League Baseball's jerseys.
Oh my God!
The transparent trousers.
Okay,
Listen,
you know what? Let's get into that right now.
Let's talk. Yeah, let's talk about those baseball jerseys because what I didn't notice is how they were made until I had a conversation on air with my buddy Jake Silva, who went completely off about those jerseys. He did it on his show, the Snake Sports Show. Check that one out on YouTube if you can. When he started going off, I started looking up.
Right. You started.
I was doing
up.
because I was due on his show in a half hour. And Deb Whitkus was on that particular show. And of course, now Deb and I are good friends. I started looking up those jerseys that Jake was talking about. And then he said Fanatics was making those jerseys. And I thought,
what in the all types of blue hell
are you doing?
Fanatics made it to the point where
Mountain used to make the Major League Baseball jerseys, and the caps were by New Era.
New Era still has
now these jerseys don't last 3 innings before they're completely covered in sweat, man.
Those Fanatics trousers actually make it to where Major League Baseball players have to wonder, what type of boxers am I going to wear?
Yeah.
And how many cups do I have to put on?
And then Aaron Judd's going to come walking out in them Hello Kitties.
Oh my
the Hello Kitty boxers because he's not a man anymore.
Oh Lord.
Oh my gosh.
Oh Lord.
I'm sorry, but Aaron Judge lost my respect.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Aaron Judge did what?
I'm saying he would hold up like that.
Droid, before you answer that question, a piece of WNBA breaking news. The WNBA is going back to the Pacific Northwest as the league announced a return to Portland. They will begin play there in the 2026 season as its 15th franchise. Portland previously entered the WNBA as the expansion Fire in 2000 before folding after 2002 when the league moved from central ownership to individual ownership of the teams. The new team will be owned and operated by Raj Sports, led by controlling owner Lisa Bethal Mirage and her brother Alex Bethal. They also are the majority owners of the NWSL's Portland Thorns. Once again, the WNBA is going back to Portland as its 15th franchise in 2026.
That's some
You
good
might want to
news.
put that back on.
What, you got something now?
No, I got more news.
Oh, this ought to be good.
Breaking news. More breaking news.
More breaking news. Is that the cue I'm getting right now?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm being told.
Here we go.
You told me. Here we go.
The PWHL finally announces team names.
Yes, indeed.
We got into those actually.
We did that yesterday.
We got into those.
But we also have some rumors going around. The possible expansion of the PWHL from 6 teams to 8, with teams looking to be made in Florida and Chicago, Illinois.
Oh,
when the PWHL goes to Chicago, I'm writing them a letter, a long one.
Yep.
I don't care what I have to do, what travel sponsors I need to get. I'm covering that team.
Hey, you want in?
I want in. I'm going to do this season virtually because of somewhat travel restrictions.
Right.
Because I'm still healing.
Other possible cities are Los Angeles, Seattle, Las Vegas,
that'll be nice.
Salt Lake City, and Dallas, Texas.
Seattle and Vegas, yes. Chicago is a must.
Yeah, Chicago's a
But what about Florida?
Florida, yes. Florida,
yes. You have this.
You got the following the
microphone.
Panthers.
The Lady Panthers? Come on.
You already got
the Florida, yes. Florida, yes.
You already have the following with the Panthers, so yeah, I definitely see them. I also
Chicago
because of
has
just
got
money's
to
sakes,
listen. Chicago has got to happen.
I think also because of
But what would you call the Chicago team?
Good question.
Yeah.
Good question.
I think like you can't call them the Lady anything. You
No.
can't. That's not
They have to be
happening.
their own. They have to be their own.
That would be.
They have to be their own entity.
They must be.
Their first year, they're probably just going to be PWHL Chicago.
Man, they'll have a name before they start play. They'll have a name before they start play. But
I think I like all of these logos except Boston's.
I actually like Boston's.
The Boston Fleet.
No, it's to me the B is so unoriginal.
Actually, this B is, and I'll tell you why. If you look at it carefully, it's paying homage to an old NHL team.
That's not the Brewers.
The Hartford Whalers.
Yes. An old original Northeast team is being paid homage to by the Boston Fleet. Take a look.
Yep. I'm looking at it right now.
But I think, what's a name that would bring like what Chicago is into a women's hockey team? Like Minnesota Frost makes a lot of sense, very cold temperatures up there in Minnesota. The Sirens,
Boston,
the stories of the old like Sirens from
from mythology, yep.
From mythology.
The Boston Fleet makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
The Boston Fleet makes total sense because Boston's a big hub, right?
The Montreal Victoire. That makes a lot of sense.
That does.
Because of Montreal's esteemed history in hockey.
Yes. Yes.
So I don't charge. I'm a little questionable about.
You know what? I like the charge. I like this logo.
I don't know what that resembles within Ottawa.
Well, it's something that you said before, Droid, that they are their own entity now. They're not completely separated from the Ottawa Senators, but they are with the name and with the logo.
The reason the Ottawa Senators are called the Senators is because Ottawa is the capital of Canada.
Right. Then you got the Toronto Scepters.
I like this. I like the gold mainly because, like, with Scepters, I think of like royalty. I think of like how
Right.
Toronto is like one of the biggest cities in Canada, if not the biggest city.
Y'all know what I'm
the
waiting
crown
for,
jewel.
right? I'm waiting for the schedule for this league to drop.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the schedule for this league to drop.
I
because
think
me and Allie are going to call a lot of women's hockey games.
I think if they're going to do one in Chicago, it's going to do something with wind because of the windy city. It's going to have something to do with that.
Yeah, it's going to be something with the wind.
And dealing with the schedule, I know it hasn't been released yet. They expect 30 games, including neutral site games.
30 games?
Yes.
30 games.
I won't be able to call every single one of them, but remember, ladies and gentlemen, to get your hands on PWHL action, subscribe to their YouTube channel and subscribe to us as well.
Please do. Subscribe to Snowman Multimedia, as we will have full season coverage of the PWHL in a game of the week format to start with. Man,
that means you're going to have a busy schedule after what we got done doing yesterday.
I already know we're going to be busy. We're going to be totally busy, and I love it. I love every single minute of it.
Oh, I'm gonna say a name. I'm gonna say a team name that's going to bring memories back to Brian.
Okay.
The Express.
The Express.
That's the name. That should be the name.
The Chicago Express.
No, the Chicago Express. ECHL team.
Yep, that should be the name.
The old ECHL team.
For the expansion, for the women's expansion into Chicago, that should be the name.
I
Because
like it.
listen, you already got the Sky with the WNBA.
Yeah,
so
the Sky already.
That takes, doggone Mike, because that takes care of the Clouds. Of course, you have the Bulls, the old stock markets when they were.
Bulls and you also have the Express because of the Loop.
The Bears are taken care of. The Cubs and White Sox are taken care of. Then you got the Express trains. Remember, Victor, the old Express trains that ran around the loop?
Yep.
That should be the name. PWHL, we got your Chicago expansion.
What in the all types of is this team name?
What?
I go to the ECHL for one moment because I'm a Wichita Thunder fan. They're the closest team to me. I love Wichita with all my life.
Okay.
I go to the Golden Knights ECHL affiliate. Tell me why they're called the Tahoe Night Monsters.
Well, they're in Lake Tahoe. There are supposed monsters there that eat up your money. And of course, I'm having fun with the whole damn thing.
Who owns this team? Hold on. Who owns this team?
While Droid looks that up, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to finish this show the right way. Back in 2 minutes.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central.
Hey everybody, Snowman here. Looking for the best way to experience live events? Well, SeatGeek has you covered. With just a few taps on your phone, you can find the best seats for concerts, sports, theater, and more. Don't miss out on unforgettable moments. Download the SeatGeek app today and get ready for an experience like no other. Each ticket is vetted for authenticity and ranked on a 1 to 10 scale. And right now, if you sign up and use the code Snowman, you will get $20 off of your first purchase. That's only through the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Welcome back. Droid, what'd you find out?
Apparently, he's still looking.
Apparently so.
Droid, wake up. Okay, moving on.
Okay, you ever fall asleep while doing something and then you wind up drooling?
Yes.
Because you're sleeping so good.
Yep.
I've woken up with my keyboard attached to my face before.
Yep.
I've woken up with a microphone attached to my face. And Victor was there when that happened.
Yes, I was.
It was the first time I ever had a boom arm, and I attached it to my desk in my office.
Mm-hmm.
Victor goes to work and says, don't be up too late because we got baseball tomorrow. It was a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of good that advice did. Because he came home at 2:30 in the morning. I was holed up in my office. He came home at 2:30. I didn't even hear him open the door. All I know was a microphone like this was right here.
You're like, huh?
And I don't know what the hell. I don't know what the hell happened.
Nope.
I get up, I go to bed, and Victor's smart aleck says, "Did you detach yourself from that microphone?" I turned and looked at him, and I went, "Shut up."
Right.
Yeah.
All right, Droid's awake. What'd you find out before we end?
And wipe the drool from your face while you're at it.
Tim Tebow.
Moving on.
Oh,
the Night Monsters.
Moving on.
Tim Tebow.
Even though I know how we're
What in the all types?
Don't say it, please. Don't complete it.
No.
Don't complete it.
You know what?
That's
you
a
know what?
That's a rabbit hole we don't need to go down right now.
You know what? Even though I know
What
how
do you
this
know
is
about
going
hockey?
to end, I know how this show is going to end. Moving on, please.
Yes,
What
we're moving on.
What in the ABC wide world of sports is going on?
Like, what
Spanning
do you know about hockey? That's my
you know
only
what?
question.
Oh, you know what? Before we close the show,
What?
That cutoff tells you everything, Shane. That cutoff tells you everything.
Mm-hmm. What happened?
What happened?
These Justin Fields fans.
Oh no.
Are we going to have a separate segment for these clowns?
Honestly, like, I think Justin Fields has been doing okay this year. He hasn't been doing outstanding. He hasn't been doing terrible.
Steelers
Here's the thing.
won because of their blank defense.
Here's the thing. He's
Not
got
Justin Fields.
Well, here's the thing.
Stop it.
Here's the thing. He has a line now.
Yeah,
You call that a line?
He does have an O-line.
You call that a line?
It's better than what he had.
It's better than what. Hey, okay. Listen, you got to realize he had the same O-line, Brian. He had the same O-line Caleb Williams has now.
Exactly. Exactly.
Line
That
Justin.
was his old O-line.
Look, you call that a line in Pittsburgh? Man,
keeps him
stop
upright.
it.
Better than what
It
Fields
keeps him
had.
upright.
It's an improvement, whether you like it or not.
It keeps
That
him
ain't an
upright.
improvement.
It went from Dollar Tree mannequins to at least Family Dollar mannequins.
They're still mannequins.
Dollar General mannequins.
They're
Dollar
still
General,
mannequins.
thank you.
The point is, they're still mannequins.
But
They might
And yes,
still
I
be
had you
mannequins.
guys playing through my.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The
Listen.
San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs have the best O-linemen in the league.
Man, both of you can shut up about that.
And we're in the and listen, and both teams
knew
are
that
dealing
was
with
coming.
injuries right now, and yet they're still the top two teams to make it to the Super Bowl.
I'll
Yes,
put it
I
like
hate to
this.
inform
said
you.
both of y'all can shut up about that.
I'll put it like this.
By the way, see you week 4, Shano.
Shut up!
I'll put
No.
it like this.
I'm not going. I quit. I'm not going.
Yes, you are. Oh,
I'm
by
not
the
going.
way, y'all want to know something? Y'all want to hear
know-
something fun?
You know
Week 4, Patriots at 49ers at 4:25. Shane's calling that game with me.
I
What?
knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
I'm just going to say this, Brian. Both
Yes.
of us have our star running back injured.
Oh yeah, because Pacheco's on
Coincidence?
IR.
I think not. But here's the thing. We actually have backup running backs.
Oh man, Jordan Mason is something else, man.
We
I
have
love
Jerick
Jordan.
McKinnon.
Jarek
You
McKinnon.
have Jordan Mason.
Jarek McKinnon, Jet McKinnon, and Jordan Mason. Who gets to 1,000 yards first?
Hold
Who
up.
gets
Hold
to
up.
1,000 yards before their star returns?
True. Very true.
Hold up.
Because Jordan Mason's going to get. Listen, after what happened in Minnesota, Jordan Mason's going to get a workout.
Hold up. You're actually going to have me call my Patriots getting slaughtered.
Yep.
2 days after my freaking birthday.
Yep.
For what reason?
He made me
because you're a Patriot fan.
Because you got your back now. You have a tower,
and you have power.
Watch,
and you have a microphone.
Break his own tower just to make sure he doesn't do that game.
No, it's not that he has power. It says he has a little willpower left.
2 days after my birthday, you want me to call my Patriots getting slaughtered?
Shane, he had me on week 5 last year.
And you're going to be on week 8 this year.
If the Falcons can beat the Eagles, the Patriots can be competitive.
The Patriots are competitive. I'll give them that. Week 4, we're going to take that soul away from them. Just like week 8, Victor will join me.
And I don't have a choice to marry, now do I?
And Droid will join me for week 7 when both of us will have our tongues lapping on the ground because of how fast these teams play.
I don't have a choice.
I swear to y'all, week 7 is going to be a Madden type game for me and Droid.
I swear, the entire time it's just going to be back and forth. 35-30, 25-20.
Yep, it's back. It's going to be back in IRP.
Touchdown.
Yep, and Droid's going to celebrate a touchdown, and then I'm going to celebrate a touchdown. I'm just saying.
Moody's going to kick a 50-yard field goal. Butker's going to kick a 50-yard field goal.
Listen, Moody will hit
one. I feel like that entire game, Snowman, is just going to be Moody and Butker one-upping each other.
That whole game is going to be crazy. Because
it's just going to be Moody and Butker one-upping each other and seeing who can kick the furthest.
Shucks, we did it in the Super Bowl. Moody
drills from 61. Butker drills one from
62 or 63. Absolutely. And both kickers will try one from 70. Just for ish and giggles.
Also, speaking of kickers, have y'all seen that kicker that's like online? I think his name is Adam Botkin.
Yes.
How is he not in the NFL with that leg?
I don't know. So a lot of teams need him. A lot of teams
need him, and he ain't getting a call, which messes me up.
Like we all know Donald De La Haye. AKA Destroying, who's currently on the San Antonio Brahms.
San Antonio Brahms.
And what did he do? He got injured, play 1?
Yeah.
He pulled an A-Rod and got injured on his... Actually, no, it was his second kickoff where he drilled a player.
Right.
Yeah.
He is going to be back this season, by the way. He is the only reason you should be watching the UFL.
Well, I got another reason because I got so many friends that cover the UFL that are gonna be on the show with me. One of which, her name is Renee Peters, aka the Brahma Babe. She's gonna join me, and she's a Jaguars fan. I'm gonna try to get her on the next couple of weeks. All right,
let's end this show the way we normally end it.
Let's do this the right way. Hang tight a second because I gotta find some things. Doggone it. I got to find some things that were sent to me.
Oh, no.
That people want to try.
Were you perusing social media again?
No, it perused me.
That's usually what happens.
It was looking at me funny.
Look, I was up at 5. I was up till 5 in the morning. Okay, by the time my eyes finally closed, it was
social media had perused you.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Victor.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Dude, we are getting business together, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You, me, Droid, Victor, Jody, and anybody else that comes along for the ride. Because Snowman Multimedia has taken over the sports industry, especially with the brand Snowman Multimedia Sports that is now released. Before we go on, remember, Snowman in the Morning comes to Chicago live October 22nd and 23rd, beginning at 7 a.m. Central Time, going till 9. We'll disclose the location for you next week of where we are going to be just know there's going to be a lot of coffee involved. Snowman in the Morning coming to Chicago live October 22nd and 23rd. Come hang out with the Snowman and the crew. I want y'all to be there. And if you want to subscribe to youtube.com/@SITmorning for exclusive content, interviews, and more. youtube.com/@SITmorning, which is the original ID that you need to follow us. All right.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Do I want to do this? No.
But we got.
Do I have to do this? Yes.
Play the heartbeat.
Cue the heartbeat.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
Oh, let's just get this over with.
Well, y'all know I love calling out people during this segment, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So Corey E. Smith.
Oh God.
That sounds more of a name than Brian O'Connor.
Whole name. Let's go. We already know
Oh,
what's
yeah.
about to happen.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Said quote, Jordan fans can't accept the fact that LeBron is the GOAT. Close quote.
Well, why would you accept a fallacy? Why
would you accept a lie?
Exactly.
Oh,
because
dear God.
I've said this for years. 2 years ago, before I went under the knife, it's for my little granddaughter.
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago, before I went under the knife, I said, quote, LeBron James is trash. Close it.
All right.
I said out loud something I've been saying for 20 years. LeBron James is trash. He is as a basketball player, he is pure, unadulterated trash. I can name so many forwards that play a more fundamentally sound forward than him. The two I advocate the most, Adrian Dantley and Tom Chambers.
Mm-hmm. And that always makes people mad.
I've had people call me everything under the sun when I mention Tom Chambers, when I mention Adrian Dantley, when I mention Jack Sigma. I mentioned Jack Sigma and people went nuts. How can you say such a thing? Watch the game, will you?
Watch the game. You'll see why.
Don't poke the bear like me because you're going to pay. Shut up, LeBron. Just shut up. You're not worth anything. You haven't been worth anything since you came into the league, man.
Do we
this
really
league
need
to listen? Everybody's saying, "Oh, look what LeBron has done for the league." Newsflash: Magic Johnson and Larry Bird and Michael Jordan took care of all of that.
Do we really need to run down what Michael Jordan has done in his career again?
No.
Because I've got it in front of me.
There's a graphic that
LeBron for, and it was very recent, and it was him basically just telling Bryce Young, keep your head up. Don't let this affect you. Don't let getting benched affect you.
He wouldn't know anything about it.
Whoa. What in the... Come here. Get it. Chris.
In the all types of blue hell.
You know what I miss? There was a graphic that you guys used to play all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Had LeBron behind a bottle of whiskey or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it was called The Utter Blasphemy.
Oh, yeah, that. I'll have to find that one day.
Okay, you know what? I got to do this because there's one thing that LeBron will never be, and that is defensive. And we all know, Michael, when it comes to defense, the defensive player of the year in 88 and 9-time all defensive first team, 88 to 93 and then 96 to 98.
One of the people to lead the league in both scoring and steals in the
he
same
did it
year.
3 times. He did it 3 times. And Michael Jordan is the only player to win the scoring title and be first team all defense. The year was 1988. LeBron doesn't play defense. Period.
No, never
LeBron
has.
sucks at playing defense.
But what people will always point out, well, what about that chase down block? That chase down block was biblical.
Look, that chase down block happened because Andre Iguodala, and I love Iggy. I love Iggy. I'm gonna do my best to get him on the program too. Iggy had a bad back.
Yeah.
And the following year, Golden State got even.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. LeBron is a media star. Okay. Just like Angel Reese.
Yep.
And Angel Reese, your game sucks right now.
Oh,
Angel Reese and LeBron James share this in common. They're media stars.
I'm going to have to go in on her, and I really don't want to, but I'm going to have to.
I've been doing that all year.
I'm going to have to go in on her.
Now, before you go in on Angel Reese, I actually found something else that LeBron will never be. Something Michael did 4 times. League and finals.
MVP.
MVP.
Yep, because he only gets the regular season, never gets the postseason.
91, 92, 96, and 98.
Correct, Mondosa.
Let me repeat those years, bronze sexuals. 91, 92, 96, and 98. Finals and league MVP. Oh, and by the way, 96 and 98 brought a third award. All-Star Game MVP.
The hat trick.
When the All-Star game meant something.
He's the only one to do the hat trick twice.
When the All-Star game actually meant something.
Exactly. And you know what? In 1998, you know where the All-Star was? The Mecca of basketball. New York.
MSG.
Yep.
Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena, as said by the late great John F.X. Condon, and said by now legendary PA announcer Mike Wolszewski. Have y'all noticed that? Well, I take that back. The All-Star game did play New York in 2015. They had All-Star Saturday in Brooklyn, and they had the game at MSG, which sucked because LeBron was in it. And I got so many people, well, you can't say that about that. Watch me. LeBron sucks as a basketball player. And Eric Spoelstra said something that is so true. Now, I dare y'all, because I have astute basketball friends, including the gentleman on this panel. I dare y'all to find the lie with this. Eric Spoelstra said, quote, every altercation we had derived from his unwillingness to play defense. He didn't leave Miami. He fled accountability.
Oh.
Close quote.
Oh.
Let me read. Shall I read that again?
Please. For the people in the cheap seats at Old Chicago Stadium and the Boston Garden. Please.
Chicago Stadium, the Boston Garden, Kemper Arena, the Spectrum in Philadelphia, Reunion Arena in Dallas, the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland.
Who's up in the higher deck in the K?
Yep, in Kauffman Stadium.
I think even people in
Eric Spoelstra, Hall of Fame coach, said, quote, every altercation we had derived from his unwillingness to play defense. He didn't leave Miami. He fled accountability. Close quote. Why?
One, two. Oh, forget it. He's out. He's
Because
out.
yes,
He's out.
LeBron. Because yes, LeBron, it is you. It has always been you. It always will be you forever and ever. And the church said,
Amen.
Amen.
LeBron James, you sucked as a basketball player.
How
You
are
don't play defense. You're barely good on offense, and I say barely, and that's been true for 20 years. You don't have a post move you commit to memory. Your jump shot looks like a dead chicken wing at Jewel Osco. Okay? You can't beat the Boston Celtics to save your life. You can't beat the Golden State Warriors to save your life, and you never will. Your turnaround fadeaway shot that you think you copied from MJ sucks, just like your game in general. I don't know how you got 4 All-Star Game MVPs when you weren't the best player in said All-Star games. One of those was in Denver in 2005. You tell me how that happened. Okay? And you know the greatest thing? In your old house in Cleveland. Let me say that again. In your old house in Cleveland, Stephen Curry won the MVP. In your face.
In your house, in your face. On your carpet.
On your carpet. And on top of that, it was the 75th anniversary of the NBA. They introduced the NBA's
question. How does LeBron James make Trae Young look good?
Good question.
Because
I will respond
Trae
with
Young,
the
in my
answer.
opinion, has one of the worst jump shots in the league.
Look, Trae Young
LeBron
is
took that over.
Listen, Trae Young is mediocre at best as a point guard. As a shooter, he's worse. And I'll respond to Droid's question with the answer my grandchildren give me a lot.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Why did you do it? I don't know.
Sounds more like a bad Bill Cosby sketch.
And that's exactly what it is.
That's exactly where we borrowed it from. Bill Cosby himself, 1980. Bill Cosby himself, 1982.
I actually have that on VHS around here somewhere.
I have that on CD.
I have it on my computer.
Yes, sir.
I have it on my computer.
You do need to get that as like a soundbite.
Way ahead of you, partner. Way ahead of you. Now then, is
there more?
Unfortunately, there is.
Oh, crap.
At least we're not starting this off with the I had a conversation with.
No, don't bring it up.
No
You'll
conversations.
jinx it.
No conversations. I will say it now. No conversations.
Okay, good.
But I mean, people are bleeping stupid.
Mm-hmm.
They're stupid. Because I found something else.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. What is it?
VB Highlights TV posted a clip of LeBron saying, quote, don't poke the bear like me because you're going to pay. Close quote.
And then so the
You are not him. You are not him.
This is where I go off. And I'm going to do it very nicely. LeBron, you ain't a bear. You're a cub at best.
Oh.
LeBron, you are not him. You never have been him. You never will be him. As we've mentioned, you don't play defense. Matter of fact, your entire basketball game is
trays, 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 trays. Trays, 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 trays.
I cannot wait until you retire. I cannot wait until you finally grow a set and walk away. Trying to play with your son, who's worse than you? Well, like father, like son, I guess.
Oof. Apple don't fall far from the tree.
Oh, and Bryce is going to be worse. You heard it here first. Now get the hell out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned.
Hold on a minute.
All start offense.
I'll take the penalty. I'll take the penalty. I just need an answer.
Okay.
I know I'm not going to get one because we actually think with logic here. Why do these people to this day believe that LeBron James is actually a good basketball player?
I've already explained why.
Let alone the greatest basketball player.
I've already explained why.
Now,
because they don't look at
like,
LeBron.
Like I have said this before.
Go ahead, Troy.
If you want to be the greatest of all time, you can't lose.
Not in the biggest game of them all. Not the biggest game.
Not in the World Championship Series.
Right.
Not
Now,
in the NBA World.
Michael Jordan
not in the NBA World
is
Championship Series.
6-0. LeBron and James is 4-6.
6 finals appearances, 6 titles,
6 MVPs.
6 finals MVPs, never allowed a game 7.
Meanwhile, 6 times in the World Championship Series, LeBron has taken an
that right there is what's bothered me.
But I actually said this as well. I want, like, screw Bronny. It's very obvious that Bronny, like, LeBron wants Bronny to be his, like, protege. I want Bryce James to do something for me.
Not
Bryce,
play.
separate yourself from the LeBron and Bronny stuff. Improve yourself. Actually, improve yourself as a basketball player. Go to a good college and make your name, not as LeBron James' son, but as Bryce James yourself.
Yep.
And go all 4 years.
Don't skip a year. Don't skip a grade. Don't skip an entire semester.
Don't
like Bronny did. Don't join an esports team.
Nope.
Stick to your game. Because I believe in you, Bryce. I don't care what these other gentlemen say on the show. I believe in you. I believe you can separate yourself from the James name.
I really hope he does. I really hope he does. I really hope he does.
And if Bryce gets drafted and, he has his good 4 years, maybe even a natty, I hope he gets drafted to the NBA and is on the complete opposite side of where his brother is.
Which is on top.
Which is on the top, either at Golden State or...
Yes. I'll take that.
Or on the East Coast with Boston.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that either. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind either of those choices.
Here's the thing that gets me, right? Because I've had these individuals come at me saying, "How can you say that LeBron is not better than Jordan? He's been to the finals 10 times. He's been to the finals 10 times. Michael's only been there 6 times." I'm like, yeah, what was the outcome?
Bullseye.
What was the outcome?
Now, let me put this under a completely perfect little bow.
Please
between the two of them, Michael Jordan.
He's been there multiple times, and he's only won one.
Between Jordan and LeBron, Michael has averaged 3 more points in his career, 2.3 steals compared to LeBron's, let's see here, 1.5. Free throw percentage, 83.5 compared to LeBron's 73.6.
I messed up.
And when it comes down to where it matters, the absolute most turnovers per game, Michael 2.7, LeBron 3.5.
Which means
LeBron is a bigger liability on the court than Michael Jordan ever was in his career.
I'm going to close this up with a highlight that I love to play.
Oh, no. I think I know what it is.
It's not what you think it is.
Oh, it's not?
February 16th, 1989. The Bulls had trailed the Milwaukee Bucks by as many as 12 in that fourth period. With 8 minutes left. They scratched, they clawed, and fought. And then this happened.
Messi looks to bring it in. He comes in, throws it away. The Bulls have it. Here comes Michael Jordan on the drive, 5 seconds. Jordan on the drive, right of the lane, 18 third. Yeah! 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 Yeah!
You ever sneak and watch a basketball game when you're supposed to be in bed?
All the time. All the time.
I did it so many times, and I thought I would get a beating from my parents. It never happened.
No, because your pops knew what you were doing. Your pops knew what you was doing. Your pops knew what you was doing.
Man,
you look, slick.
Pop equipped me. Okay, Pops equipped me with everything I needed, especially when the Bulls would go out west. Now I do this one from the late great Jim Durham. Oops.
Wrong one.
I should have done. Shit. I'm gonna get hit with a copyright, but I don't care. I don't care.
Here's Jordan on the drive, in on Dennis Johnson to the hoop, lays it in. Michael Jordan, now you see it, now you don't. He's got 11.
Exclusively on Sports Vision, show Michael Jordan just picked the pocket of Larry Bird.
And you don't pick the pocket of Larry Bird that much.
Just picked the pocket of Larry Bird. He wanted Michael down in the post. Exclusively on Sports Vision, show Michael Jordan just picked the pocket of Larry Bird.
Corzine flips it off to Sam Vincent. 4:47 left, opening quarter. Jordan off to the left, shoots the long one. Good. Michael Jordan nailed one. Dennis Johnson off.
Now, I played that for 2 reasons. Number 1, it was Jim Durham. And number 2, Michael Jordan had 9 steals in that game. 9 steals.
9
times.
9 times. He stole the ball. 9.
Does LeBron steal the ball 9 times?
No, he gets it stolen from him 9 times.
Yeah.
He gets it stolen from him 9 times. I wish it was 9 times per game. Can't say that factually. And we deal with facts on this show. And I will say this as a fact. Get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronsexual Confessions.
Tomorrow, we'll talk a lot of college football as we welcome, where'd he go? As we welcome this gentleman.
Passionate.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Unflinching.
Let's go back to losing. Parking was easier.
Unrelenting.
They're not going to keep him off the field tonight.
Totally.
This one has a chance.
Deeds.
That's not just a murmur, that's a full-blown fibrillation.
A lot of college football to be discussed tomorrow. Is Texas truly the number one team, or does Georgia have something up their sleeve? Find out all that and more as Chris Dietz returns with Totally Dietz tomorrow. Till then,
I was about to say, are we actually going to make our college predictions tomorrow? Or are we going to save that for Friday?
I'll let you know. I might have a trick.
I just gave you an idea, didn't I?
I might have a trick up my sleeve.
Until tomorrow, everybody.
Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope you all are too. College football discussion tomorrow. See you then.